What's up, guys? It's another episode of Off the Post. As you can see, Graham is working on his lower third at the moment, and Jim Carl has disappeared. We had a few technical difficulties, aka traffic and stormy weather, so it slowed us down a bit. As you know, we'll be back today talking about Sweden and the U.S. Women's National Team, and a bunch of other stuff that went on, because there was a lot of chatter about Pia. I don't know what she said. I don't know. Maybe some of these people will tell us about it. Hey, look, there goes Jim. What's up? Hey! And we can't hear Gian. All right, that's normal for Off the Post, so we'll continue on. First things first, if you get the chance, be sure to check out Woso Shirt Co. They are a pretty cool company. It's making some great World Cup stuff right now that you might want to check out. And we actually have some stuff we're going to give away from them for the next game. So you'll be able to know if you won or not on the review show because we're going to say your name stuff. Some cool little stuff. And then we'll have more stuff going forward. Hello, Jen. Can you hear us now?
I'm good. Ready to go.
Everyone's here, pretty much. I guess we can introduce yourselves because I'm kind of thrown off from all the madness. Rulio, what's been happening with you?
Not much. Didn't have much since Tuesday.
Oh, really? So life's still the same.
Still the same.
Jen Carl, what are you up to?
Work. Speeding to get home, you know.
Did you get a ticket?
No, thank God.
Jen Carl, rushing to get here. Always well done. And Graham, what have you been up to lately with the sweet hat?
Just working and getting off work for the cup as much as possible.
Understandable. Understandable.
Swapping shifts.
Swapping shifts. All that is needed for Off the Post. Just switch a shift and bam, you're on an episode. That's all we need, people. All right, guys, if you have anything you want to say to us, be sure to use the hashtag WosoTalk or send it on Facebook or Tumblr, and we'll try to get back to you. We know during these live shows sometimes it's kind of hard, or just during the week we'll try to get back to you, have someone reply. Other than that, I guess we can jump to some of the topics if you guys are ready and we have no more madness to look forward to. What we're going to talk about is Sweden first, because everyone loves Sweden, right? Silence.
Right.
Thank you, Aurelio. I needed someone to clean it up. No one wanted to say anything. Right now, Sweden seems to be hated by everyone after those whole Pia comments that seemed to have sent Twitter in an uproar. I remember waking up the next day and looking at my Twitter, and I said, oh, something happened, because you see all these fans complaining about something that isn't really that important. So we're going to start with you first, Aurelio, talking about we'll go on about how this team has looked, or have you gotten a chance to see them a few times, and what have you thought of them so far?
Yeah, I mean, in the qualifying to the World Cup, they didn't drop a single point and only conceded one goal in all the 10 matches. And their style, they like to keep the ball and put a lot of pressure. I don't know if they'll be able to do that against the USA tomorrow. And just because they didn't beat Nigeria in their first game doesn't mean we don't need to pay attention. I like to give the credit to Nigeria. It was not the bad football by Sweden.
Jen, what have you seen of Sweden leading up to the World Cup and as of now? Hey, what's up, Chrissy? How you doing?
I mean they've looked pretty good. I think he had joined in 2012 and 2013. They were third place in the Euro Championships. They've had a lot of good friendlies this season. They've had a lot of good games this season. I mean, they played Germany twice, beat them once. So it's always good when you're beating the top-ranked team in the world. Yeah, I mean, the match against Nigeria, I think any team's first game was kind of a fluke. It's tough to gauge anyone on that first game because everybody's kind of getting used to the world stage and the turf and the reffing and everything else going on. So I think tomorrow's going to be a much better gauge for us for Sweden.
Graham, what are some players on Sweden that you think we should really look out for? If there's any names that's come to mind?
Asllani, 100%. I think she has something to prove. And she is a heck of a player. She's in her prime, and she hasn't got that kind of build up that she's very capable of. She's an awesome player, and I don't know. I'm kind of a broken record here. And I think she's someone that you're really gonna have to look out for Sweden.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's a player I was telling people to watch out for because I feel like she's primed to have a breakout World Cup. All the attention always goes to Lada, but I feel like Estelani is such an amazing player that you guys should look out for. They had her playing actually on the as a left mid in the last game. I think she's more valuable up top because she can strike a ball to some of the best in the world. But
sounds kind of like Kristen Press, not being supposed to.
Looks like we're gonna have a fun game tomorrow with people playing out of position, kind of, right? But she has the pace, so she can play out in there. But doesn't sound very impressive.
I think she's due for a goal, and once she gets that one, the floodgates are gonna open. She's gonna get that confidence, and she's gonna start putting more in the back of the net. So definitely someone to watch out for as a breakout player from Sweden.
Christy, any players on Sweden you think we should look out for?
Well, I agree. I mean, I think she's phenomenal. I think she has been. I think I obviously haven't seen any potential, her full potential yet, and she's younger and she's ready to go. She's motivated, and I think surprisingly, he has actually developed her. In my opinion, which I really didn't know Pia to be a huge developmental coach, but it seems like she's really worked on her and she's come along pretty quickly. So I would definitely agree.
Yeah, I agree. I just like to see her play. I used to watch her a lot of her at PSG play, and then I got to watch her a lot in Champions League. Remember even when we were talking about it on our Across the Pond show, just how she should be a player that could have really made an impact in that game even though they lost. And also I just feel like this is a big tournament where she can really put her name out there for just some of the casual fans that might not know much about her or who don't watch her play a lot overseas. I remember on the Across the Pond show there was a few other names I mentioned when talking about Sweden. Fischer, as we were saying, because she'll be very important because Pia wants that strength through the spine, as they say. So she's an important player down the middle for them. And also Sorgen, I believe it's Sorgen. I can't pronounce Swedish names, so you understand. She's been capped over 200 times with the national team and been playing since '97. So she'll make a major impact if they have her out there. I think it's going to be funny because it's really going to look like to see this team. It's like going to be really built in the mold of Pia, how she has them versus her former team of I don't know what type of form we're going to be playing or what type of style we're going to come out. We're always a surprise. So it's going to be a fun one to watch. It's always fun to watch us. Never know what you're going to get with us. And like I said, they're tested. They're a real tested World Cup team with lots of veterans and stuff. So Sweden's going to be a solid team. We know, like I said, the whole Nigeria game was one where it was really kind of a different style because Nigeria's pace, it surprised all of us naturally. Actually, we'll go to you, Giancarlo, about Nigeria. What did you think of Nigeria's pace versus Sweden? It showed a bit of weakness. Can you agree?
Yeah, I think toward the end they both just kind of got tired. But in the first half, Nigeria wasn't playing nearly as well. It's like they went into the locker room, rejuvenated, and came out and decided they were going to kick some Swedish butt, like just out of nowhere. And I got to give a shout out to Franny Ordega, of course, being the spirit girl up there. That last minute goal that tied it up. But yeah, no, Nigeria's pace in the second half especially was phenomenal. I don't think anyone really expected that much fire in them.
Yeah, they came out with so much fight, and they made it such a fun game to watch. But enough about Sweden. Oh, yeah, and one interesting fact about Sweden. The coach of Sweden, I don't know if you know who she is, she was once loved by U.S. Women National Team fans about 2 days ago, and now she's hated by all, it seems. But we'll get into that a little bit later. Moving on to the U.S. Women National Team, well, we have a lot to talk about with this team. Their previous game, we could talk about how they looked a little bit, and I think that's going to be major because I feel like this is not a trend. This is something that's been happening for a while. Rulio, how did the team look last game to you?
Well, I expected them to win, but they're not playing as the best football they can, so they need to improve that. And I didn't like Abby Wambach. I think the best chance she got, she missed the header. But I did like to see Hope Solo, she was great. Also Julie Johnston. And I like the way we kept the ball, but with all the possession we could have created more chances, more clear chances to score and make it easier.
How did the team look to you, Christy?
Well, obviously, I think we saw a lot of the same thing that we saw all year long, which is a problem as far as the slow starts, the sloppy play, the kind of panicking and starting to play, and not building play and just pushing the ball downfield and hoping for the best. And a lot of that same thing and chaos and seems to be going to be a trend. And against a real top 10 team, top 5 team, I should say, that's not going to work. That's why I'm really interested to see how they come out against. If they can't come out the way they came out against Australia, against Sweden, and expect to win that game. But it was disappointing. I think that typically what we would expect them to do at the end of the game when then the Australians wore out and the U.S. has a better fitness level. But it's getting to that point, in my opinion, we can't rely on our fitness to wear a team out to win the game. We've got to win it early instead of trying to win it in the last couple of minutes.
This is a question I have for you, Graham. What did you think of Julie Johnston's play? Because a lot of people were saying she was great defensively, but when it came to transitioning the team to the attack, she was still looking for it and lobbing it to Abby.
I agree with that 100%. We need to play around players a little more than play over them, in my opinion. There are times and places for the lob passes and the crosses and swinging of play, but we're a team that can really link up passes and can really lock in on possession of the game overall. Overall, though, she's doing her job with that back line. So I'm happy with where she's at. I'm happy with what she's doing. She just needs to keep the ball on the turf a little bit more.
Yeah, that was the thing, like I said, because defensively, no one could deny it. Her and Brune had an amazing game back there, but it was just sometimes when she would get the ball, she would look, and then it would just send it for it. I was like, yep, and it was like we've been seeing that the whole time, and every time she did it, I was like, Graham, tell your girl to calm down.
The first big World Cup, okay?
That's why I gave her a break too, also, because
Just again.
That's why. What's that, Christy?
I said possession was a huge problem, and man marking in the box. I mean, that's where that goal came from. Oh my God, how did I forget her name?
Savannah.
Yes, Savannah. Holy cow! Yeah, I mean that's where it came from. I mean there was no man marking in the box, and I don't think that Johnston had her best game. I think she obviously was more nerves, I think, than anything else, but she did decent considering it's her first World Cup and she's only been capped a few, not even a dozen times, I don't think yet, maybe. I think she had a decent game, but Brune was solid. I'm just really concerned about that left side. That left back position is so weak, and I think that they're really going to expose us. I'm worried that's going to be next game.
Yeah, I keep worrying. I mean, it was weird because it did seem like those boxes in the box were any balls in the box were just dangerous. They would trickle back, and you're just like, oh my goodness, Australian player could just run up and just take a shot, and they did. But Hope saved our lives a couple of times. But really, you said Hope's performance is amazing, but do you think like that's gonna end up biting us in the butt? How some of those balls in the boxes kept being so dangerous?
Yeah, we can't let it happen against Sweden. Like the panelists said, Asllani is really dangerous and also a lot of shelling. If given that much space, they won't miss, even though Hope is in a great form.
Yeah, Hope's form's really. I hope that carries over. That's going to be one of those things that we're going to need. Jan, what were some players that stood out to you that game, and who were players who had a bad game?
Oh man, I mean, Pino stood out to everybody. Obviously, she scored 2 goals, so you got to give some to Pino there. Hope again, she did save our butt a couple of times. For me, I guess I'm gonna sound like a freaking broken record again because we've all been saying it for the past month and a half that our midfield, just the entire midfield, just needs to do something. They're all so congested toward the center that they're not stepping up, and I feel like Carly Lloyd. I love Carly Lloyd. She's such a great leader. She needs to step up into that role now. I was disappointed with Abby too. I think there's definitely some room for improvement. The interesting thing this week is going to be now we have 2 yellow cards in our midfield going into this game against Sweden, and I'm interested to see if we're going to see some different starters now that are going to switch up the lineup and switch up the style of play. So that'll be interesting to see tomorrow.
Yeah, those yellow cards, because of that rule even is just messed up. That's a concern. The fact that it was Pino, I believe, she got the one yellow card, and I was like, well, she's the one trying to keep playing through and creating the most stuff. Imagine her without a game. It'll look like probably the Korea game, which was just an absolute mess, that game. Graham, what are some players that stood out to you last game or didn't play that well to you?
Celine Roux played a very well-rounded game. Didn't get many scoring chances, but was crucial in the game-winning goal with Kristen Press with the assist, getting it into the box and passing it back. So definitely impressed me. Pino, I mean, nothing more really needs to be said.
No, more needs to be said. Continue.
More needs to be said? Where do I start?
Just messing. Keep
the
going.
Power's in the pixie cut. That's all I gotta say.
We all need to cut our hair like that, guys. That's what we're gonna do at the end of the World Cup if she wins the World Cup for us. Christy, look at
No.
Christy, who are some players that stood out or had bad game to you?
I would agree with Sydney's game. I think she doesn't get enough credit for game chances she does seem to put together occasionally. Or I think she's not right. Sorry, that's really awkward. Anyway, so yeah, but no, okay, sorry. I would say Abby had this performance, but that happens with the forwards. It happens from time to time, so I'm not going to hold one game in this position over her head right now. And then I've got, I think Johnson had a decent game, a little bit shaky. I think Klingenberg got caught out of position, but I'm getting used to that. She's caught out of position a lot. I think Holiday continues to struggle in the midfield. I think Carly struggled, actually, but Pino played really well. Of course, 2 goals, you can't take that away from her, but I think I would have liked to see her pass the ball a little bit more in a couple of those opportunities that she tried to make something out of nothing, which you have to talk about, trying to get it done. But at the same time, it's like, sometimes she needs to pass instead of hold, but she gave us 2 goals and we'll just win the game, so, I mean, you really can't criticize that performance. Otherwise, I was glad to see Alex get a few minutes, and I would have wished they would have let her take a few shots and get some of that rust off, but I guess some low-impact minutes were good as well.
Yeah, that was the one critical point. Her crosses she was sending them to the moon, and then she held it sometimes at too long, but it's like kind of part of her personality. She's high risk, high reward, I've always said. You either know she's going to do something really amazing or she's going to just lose the ball and just have a horrible game. So it was one of those type of games where we got to see the best of her and the worst of her, as always. Holiday sometimes was holding that ball in the middle of the field, too, doing that. It was weird. I guess.
Uh-oh. Come back, DJ.
I was getting kind of nervous when she had it. I was just like, oh, man, she needs to be up the field, that number 10 role so bad, because where she was getting it at, it was like she would hold it, like looking for something. I'm like, just pass it back. It would be best. But I just keep hoping that I keep hoping that Holiday has a great game, because, like I said, she's just been playing out of position so long, and it's just a moment where that you're hoping she has one breakout game that really just says, okay, we love you, Holiday, for what you've done to help us in this World Cup. Also, like I said, Loy, we really didn't get to see much of her. It didn't seem like the ball went to her feet a lot. So hopefully, I'm guessing this game she's going to have a major impact. I think she's going to be looking for the ball a lot more, or yelling and calling for it a lot more, too. We'll start. What's that, Kristen?
I said she's going to have to, because if they start Pino again, which I would expect it, even with yellow card position. I mean, this is the thing about the Sweden game versus the Nigeria game, in my opinion, because we won game 1. The Sweden game is our most important game that we're going to play, and then of the next 2, in my opinion, hopefully, I should say. And getting a result tomorrow, to me, is probably the most important thing we can do, because then the Nigeria game is kind of like, like, who really cares what happens unless Nigeria happens to win tomorrow. But even then, I think it doesn't really matter, actually. I think that, we would be in the driver's seat to win that group, regardless of the Nigeria result. That's why I think, tomorrow it's got to be your best 11 on the field, but regardless. It's going to be a tough game. Sweden always has our number, and Another reason why I think we need to see more Alex, because Alex has really great success against Sweden in her history. So I think we need to see more of that. But yeah, tomorrow we've got to see yellow cards or not. We've got to see everybody on the field tomorrow who can participate and who can be productive.
Right, and I overlooked this one. Actually, I want to ask you guys, what did you think of the substitutions? We'll start with you first, Aurelio. What did you think of the substitutions or just the lineup in general? Did you like it, or were there things you would have changed about it?
I like to see Toby Heath, the impact she made in the game. Maybe she could start tomorrow if she's in the same form. And also Alex Morgan, like Chrissy said, she can be very important for us right now. We need her. Maybe up front with A-Rod, I'd like to see more of her too. And Morgan Bryan, I think she could replace Holiday in the midfield.
Now, Jennifer, did you like the substitutions that were made last game, or was there like a different lineup you would have went with?
No, I'm pretty sure I was the only one in the state of Virginia cheering when they subbed in Tobin Heath. So there's that. I'd like to see her start. I really would. I felt like she was a game changer as far as pace was concerned in the match. So I think I'd like to see her start to see if we can start off on that blazing pace. You know, I said it on Sunday, whenever our last show was. I think it was Sunday, the last one I was on. That I wouldn't start Abby, and I still stand with that. I would bring in Abby as a sub, but I wouldn't start her, and you know I'm going to hold to that. I'm going to have to agree with Aurelio that maybe we can put Morgan Bryan in the midfield. I'd like to see somebody like Heo in the midfield, and maybe move Press and Sid up top. But I just don't see Abby in a starting role at this point.
Graham, who would you have as your starting strikers up top next game?
Oh, yes. I'm going to say Wambach. I got to put Wambach up there. Super sub Morgan, second half for 45 minutes. Let's see who else. Seeing of having a flank.
Yep.
And Heo. Nope, Lloyd. Bring Lloyd up a little bit.
Okay.
She's got too much range on that cannon of a leg she has.
Yeah, that's a boom shot. That is a boom shot when she hits it.
Get out the way, knuckle puck.
Right, knuckle puck. Christy, let's go to our starting lineups now that we talked about a little bit about last lineups. Who would you start for next games? Strikers, midfield?
Actually, I've kind of been bouncing a couple of things around. I would actually like to see Holiday on the bench, unfortunately, because her performance the last several games, she's just not there. And I'd like to see Tobin in that role. I'd like to see her running things out of the midfield. She can play defense, she can run, she can build attack, and she can organize a game, and she can control run of play, which is what we need and what we don't have right now in the midfield. Holiday used to be able to do it. I don't know what's happened. She's having obviously a huge down spell right now, but I would actually put her up there with Lloyd. Let Lloyd do what she does and let Tobin see if she can handle a midfield in that sort of holding role. They're all pushing forward. Everybody on the team pushes forward, so there's really no such thing as a true defensive mid on the team. So, except for Vox, who's available, but probably not going to get a lot of minutes, if any. I put Morgan up top. I'm battling with whether I want to start Morgan or whether I want to finish with Morgan, because I think it's so important to get a good start tomorrow and get points on the board, get goals before the end of the game, where we're waiting for that miracle shot to win or tie the game, so that we don't lose. And while Alex is excellent at that, on the flip side of it, she's super rusty, and I think I'd rather see her, if she's going to do it, either play a full half and start the second half, or start the first half and then play her as long as she's physically able to contribute. See if we can produce goals early. With her, I don't know. I have put Sid with her, but either Sid or A-Rod. I think that pace back on that that front two. I think pace is going to be huge against this team. The back line plays high sometimes, and I think if you have two pacey forwards up there, I think that's going to be huge. I still like to see Abby come off the bench if necessary at the end of the game, or replacing Alex if Alex starts. And then the back line, you know, I love the idea. I'd like to see Rampone play tomorrow because she's solid. She's going to lock down that back line over Julie Johnston because tomorrow's such an important game. But I would either like to see those two interchange, either Johnston starting and Rampone coming in to kind of sew up the game, or vice versa, just to get Rampone on the field and kind of give them both a shot and let Julie Johnston like still play. She's really earned her spot.
Yep.
And Krieger, of course, and then that left back position. Just can we just try for fun one time, Hale, Jill, please, once.
She won't do that. She won't hear your prayers.
Can we just give it a try? You know what I mean?
That's a little bit too creative for her. You need to stop now. You're being too creative.
Thing with that is prove to me that she can't get the job done, because I can tell you right now, the current two that you prefer to use in that position aren't going to get the job done either. So, and that's it. I think that covers everybody for the most part.
That's good enough.
Well, my winner, whatever.
All right, so I was looking at it like this. I looked at a little bit of how Nigeria attacked Sweden, and I thought, hey, we have pace in our team, we just don't use it. So we can go up top with, I know I had to think a little bit like Ellis, too. I always like to dive in her mind a bit and write in my diary sometimes at night. So I thought of it like this. I said, if you want to keep press out there, then go LaRue and press up top. So press should have enough pace to get past that slow Sweden back line, and we know LaRue does. Because at first, originally, I wanted LaRue and A-Rod, because I thought that would be perfect, that pace. But A-Rod's in the doghouse forever. She just got a ticket to watch the game from the bench. So she'll never come off the bench, probably. So you're going to go with LaRue and press. You keep your midfield. You would put Tobin out there and see how she actually does with. I don't know. I keep trying to give Holiday a chance. I like her too much and feel bad that she's not doing that. So that's why I keep her out there and I keep Lloyd out there. And I was also fighting with the back line. My issue was, do you take out JJ? But I said, it's her first time. It was her first game. Keep her out there. Don't shake her confidence. So you throw her out there, like you said, if you need to, put Rampone in if she's still looking real shaky or having a rough time with Lotta back there. But I feel like this game, for some reason, to me, is just going to be a Carly Lloyd game where she's going to hit one of those rockets and it's going to tear through the back of the net, and she's just going to stare at Pio at the end of the bench like, yeah, that's what I told you. But I just feel like this midfield should really have a coming out party this game, to be honest with you, no joking. So that's how I would want to line up. And then with my substitutes, I guess I would go with something like I would say Alex, definitely you would go with her. I wanted A-Rod or Abby if Plan A isn't working, which our Plan A never works, then make Abby the Plan B. You know, you pull her out there. It never works anyway, the Plan B. Use that, and we'll see how it goes. And then, I don't know, just throw a random sub out there to be Ellis-like. You know, throw someone like Box out there in defense or something, and let's see what happens. I don't know. All right, guys, let's predict our scores. So we'll go up you first, really. Predict your score.
I think maybe 2-1 USA or a tie.
Who's going to score the goals, though, my friend?
Aslani, Morgan, and Press.
Oh, nice. Press is going to get in on another one. So whoever chose her in the contest, you're going to be one step closer to winning that secret prize I have for you. Jennifer, who do you think will predict your score? I was thinking about something else. I'm sorry.
I actually went with 2-1 too. So.
No, for goodness sake. And is it USA or Sweden?
USA.
Okay. Who are your goal scorers?
Oh, I'm feeling maybe Lotta for Sweden.
Yeah.
And then Lloyd. And I think LaRue's itching to get one in. So I'm going to go with LaRue.
It's about LaRue's time to shine. Sounds good. Graham, predict your score, my friend.
3-1 United States.
Ooh, that's a big score for us. 3. I've seen that once this year, I think. Now, who's going to score these 3 goals, my friend?
I got Press. Going to get second in the tournament.
Yeah.
Wambach is going to get her first.
Okay.
And Morgan's going to get her first.
Is Wambach's...
Aslani's going to get hers as well.
Now, is Wambach's going to come from a header or a penalty?
Header.
All right. That's good. Classic Wambach.
Got some making up to do.
Yeah. That's true. That's very true.
So,
And Christy, give us predict your score.
I'm gonna say 2-0 US.
Ooh.
I'm gonna put some faith in that back line and hope Solo, who's been having a good game, they're gonna give her she's gonna pull a clean sheet out of this one somehow.
Wow. And who's going to score?
Hey, it's a bold prediction. What can I say?
23 sponsored by Clorox. Clean sheets for days.
Who's going to score in your clean sheet?
Let's see. I'm gonna say Lloyd, and I'm gonna say Morgan, because she's always good for a goal against Sweden.
Yeah. Alright. I guess it's your host, Redcap DJ Fred Durst, to make his prediction. Oh, boy. Alright, guys. Since all of you guys decided to go with 2, luckily I was different. And this time I'm not changing from my notes. We're going 1-1. We're going for a nice little draw. Because both teams are going to be too slow, and it's going to be a boring game to watch with all this build-up.
No faith. No faith at all.
Wait a moment. I'm not done yet, though. We're going to get a Lloyd shot from 25, 30 yards out, and then she's going to glare at Pia, as I say it.
Absolutely.
And then we're going to get a goal from, I'm going to go Caroline Seeger. We're going to get a goal from another midfielder from Sweden.
Yeah.
And then she's going to glare at Gio. So, like, now what? Just for no reason. Just glare at Gio. Just for that.
I don't think Seeger has it in her to glare at anybody.
But hey, you know, we have to make these predictions. So I'm the only person that predicted something any good. Also, guys, if you want to make a prediction, you are more than welcome. We're going to ask you your predictions on all of our social media sites. And if you make a right prediction, I will send you one of these little Wolso, women's soccer supporter stickers from Wolso Shirt Co. They send us a couple, so we'll be giving them out during the World Cup to try to get rid of them. So, no, I'm joking. They're a good company. They're nice people. But yeah, so we'll give you one of these to predict your score. So look out for that. All right, guys, let's talk a little bit about the rest of the World Cup. Since no faith, you know, thanks a lot, Graham. We're going to talk about other teams since I have faith in them. Let's start with you, Graham. What are some teams that have looked good for you this World Cup, actually, or some teams you've enjoyed watching so far?
Of the games that I have got to see, I haven't been overly impressed at all, actually. I got a chance to watch the England-France game, and it was a lot of this. It was like watching tennis.
That was such a bad game.
And Le Sommer's goal was fantastic. I'm hoping to see something. I mean, it's got to be similar to what you're hoping for from Lloyd, but there was probably, 16 people in the stands at that game?
It was rough.
It was raining, it was miserable, it was boring. The most exciting game I've seen has to be Canada-China right now. And that's just because it got down so close to the wire that it was, like, nerve-wracking.
Yeah.
So, as far as quality of play, everyone needs to step up their game. I'm an equal opportunity.
Equal opportunity hater right now?
Yeah, you gotta impress me.
But no, seriously, I had that game on DVR and I watched it this morning, and as you said, I was waiting for like an exciting game between these two rivals, and I was just like, oh my goodness, this is real boring. France had most possession. It was really back and forth, nothing, and then Le Sommer's goal was the only beautiful thing about the game. It was just like neither team wanted to get hurt. They knew they would come out first and second in that group. So why
Both of them played a defensive game and like, all right, we're just going to park the bus. We're just going to park the bus.
Oh, I know.
Get back, and the ball stayed at midfield the entire game practically.
And then what England did is how they had everyone behind the ball, and they had Bronze at the left and Jill. They was like really just players that usually sometimes are used in defense. They had them out there in their flanks. I was like, oh, you guys are really just parking the bus, kick it to Aluko, and just hope for the best. Oh, it was horrible, that game, to be honest with my personal opinion. I didn't like it. I was expecting more, but the team, they know they're going to get out of their group, so they're not really trying.
I agree 100%.
Aurelio, what are some teams that you've liked or anything in the group stages that you've liked so far with the U.S.?
I was impressed by Nigeria. Again, I think their pace, and it's something the U.S. needs to look out when they play against Nigeria. Disappointed at Australia, and even though France didn't have the best game, I think they're a tough opponent for the U.S. and any other team in the competition.
Yeah, France is going to have it easy, I think. They look good. They just didn't look that interested in that game against England, which is funny. And the funny part about that game, too, yesterday, guys, is I had it on DVR, so I pulled it up like, oh, I'm going to watch the game, not have to break it down and just relax. Well, I fell asleep. And I'm going to watch it in the morning because I won't fall asleep. And then I started to fall asleep again. And so I stood up and sat at the edge of my bed to watch that whole game. It was that bad. Jen, what games have you enjoyed so far in group stages?
Yeah, I'm kind of with Graham. Like, no one's really. At least I'm not picking the wrong teams like you are, though, DJ.
Oh, that's fired. That's fired.
Shots fired. Name of the episode, people.
Yeah, no, I mean, I love France. I do. I think tactically they're absolutely stunning. But you're right, they just didn't really seem to give a crap about that game with England, and England really didn't seem to give a crap either. So I guess why should France?
Only the World Cup. Why try?
Yeah, right. No big deal. It's on turf anyway. No, I think actually the best game so far was probably today's Germany and Norway. That's probably one of the better games I've seen. Canada. What happened?
What was the scoreline? I didn't get to see any of today's games.
It ended at a draw of 1-1.
Okay.
Yeah. I mean, I was kind of disappointed with Canada in their opener. They looked kind of sloppy to me, so that was depressing. And I was depressed with Korea too. When Korea Republic played Brazil, Brazil just fell apart at the end, and Korea had plenty of opportunities and just couldn't capitalize on them. So I think that's been the story of the World Cup so far, just missed opportunities all the way around.
Yeah, I was disappointed in that game, too, because it looked like I really was high on Korea after seeing them play us, and it just seemed like they missed so many chances right at the net. I couldn't believe it. It was like they gave that one away to Brazil. Christy, what are some teams that have impressed you so far, if any?
Actually, I was kind of impressed with Costa Rica. The game that they played against, they were huge underdogs against Spain, and they wound up drawing that game with them. And nice, mind you, Spain didn't look very organized. I was kind of disappointed on the flip side with them, but I was actually impressed with how Costa Rica would move the ball, and they had some really nice give and goes and some nice passes, and just off in the finishing. That's really all they were missing. They had a nice goal. They had. Both of them had, the goal line technology thing was used. I believe that was the game that was used in. That was pretty awesome.
Oh, sweet.
And I don't know. I mean, I was kind of impressed because they're huge underdogs and they weren't expected to really do anything at all, and they'd never gotten a result in a World Cup at all. Considering this is basically their first point in a World Cup was that game against Spain at the 1-1 draw. So. I think that they're going to be motivated for the next game. So I'm interested to see if it was a fluke and Spain was just playing really bad, or if Costa Rica at least will make the next game competitive.
Now, I could say another one of my favorite games, actually, was the Germany game. Well, the Germany versus, who was that little team that they crushed that no one cares about anymore?
Ivory Coast.
Because it's always fun to watch teams get crushed in the World Cup, but it's even more fun when it happens early. Moving on.
More scary one.
But no, like it was like everyone enjoyed the Germany versus Brazil last year, and it was like out of nowhere in a semifinal. It was just awkward that this happened so early in the tournament that a team just gets crushed that badly. It was
I hope they had one from this big to this big.
Yeah, definitely.
They have a sharp look at reality when they meet some of these other teams. So.
Yeah, I agree with that. I guess, guys, we're going to have to talk about that PA article because they're talking about it, and we have to follow the cool kids if we want to be watched. So, who wants to start first talking about that PA article? Because I know someone's angry about it on this panel, probably. We'll start with you, Christy. What did you think of the whole PA comments that were blown up in the media this last week?
I don't know. I think it's a little bit of gamesmanship. I think it was a mix of just Pia knowing the personalities of some of the people on the team and thinking that maybe a little bit of that's going to get in their head and try to get a little bit of an edge. I can't say for sure that that's what it is. That's what it seemed like to me. It was a first serious championship right here. And you know, she said some nice things, she said some shitty things, she said some things that aren't necessarily not true. So I mean, it's not really like, what are you gonna do? And you're like, you're mad at her for calling you out, I guess. But I mean, I'm not mad about it. I don't. It's like I said, it's just sports.
Graham, what did you think of the comments?
I think it's a lot of hot air. She's trying to get in USA's head. She knows a lot of the players, and she knows what gets under their skin. And I think she's using it to her advantage as much as possible. But I think it's all going to be for naught because this player. I mean, this is the one again.
Really, is that your dog?
Yep, he muted his mic.
Apparently, I don't have the canine vote.
The dog does not agree with you, Graham.
I don't agree.
The dog is pissed. He's out for blood with Pia. Yeah, I just think she's blowing smoke. And like you said, Carly Lloyd's just gonna let it roll off her back, and she's gonna put one in from 20+ yards, and then just kind of game face it, scowl over there. He might be the one dancing at Pia rather the other way around. So, yeah, I don't think it's not much of anything to me.
Right. Jennifer, what did you make of the comments that were blown up in the media?
I agree with the others. I mean, for me, Pia's always been outspoken. We've always known that about Pia. And for me, she didn't really say anything that wasn't true, like Carly Lloyd was a challenged coach. Okay, I can see that. She punched the hell out of a Brazilian player. All right, you know, that's reasonable.
WWE.
Hope Solo's a piece of work. Yeah, we know that. As a sub. Okay, I said the same thing. I probably pissed a couple of people off when I said it, but nobody's going to come out and gut me because I said I would play Abby as a sub. So, you know, I don't think it was really anything that was too far over the edge. So, you know, for me, it's the media trying to blow things up way out of proportion during this World Cup. Same thing ESPN did with this whole Hope Solo thing. It's just the media blowing things way out of proportion. I think the U.S. team is just going to go out there and do what they need to do. They're not a team that gets caught up in distractions, so I think they're just going to go out there, and as long as they can keep their heads down and stay focused. I mean, it might be a little bit of extra motivation. I always enjoy when Carly Lloyd gets pissed off because she plays better, so hopefully it pissed her off a little bit, but, I mean, it's just the media trying to get under skin.
I don't think the dog agreed with you. Aurelio, what do you and your dog think about this?
I don't know. I think Pia is trying to mess with the players' heads going into this game. Some mind games. And like Jen said, Carly Lloyd can use this as motivation and have her best game in this World Cup. And about Abby Wambach comments, I don't know. I think I would do the same. I would have said Wambach, she's not playing well. She doesn't need to start, so I don't think that's a big deal. But Carly can prove her wrong.
A little nugget of truth in each of the comments. For me, I mean, the comments, it was funny because they said they were from April. I was like, oh, so you bring them up just at this time, right before the U.S. and Sweden play each other. So the timing that they brought them up was just not perfect for the media. They loved that. And then she goes on today, Pia, and talks about, you know, makes some nice comments about it and just kind of washes over them. To me, it was a bunch of nothing. It was a shame how it blew up on Twitter because I woke up. I remember waking up the next day, looking at my timeline, and everyone was just going insane about them. I was like, you guys were just talking probably a week ago saying how you want Pia team over just like hate Pia because she made some comments with little nuggets of truth in each one. So it's like, what do you fans want? I just can't understand them sometimes. So I just blew them off, and I was so glad that this thing is washed over. What's that?
The bias is blinding.
Oh, yeah, I agree 100%. Yeah. I almost went off my own little rant right there. What's it, Christian?
Back, Dwayne, damn.
Well, it's the same thing. It's like the media sort of calculated this this sort of frenzy around whatever little bit with. First it was, the whole solo thing right before the first game. There's nothing coincidental about that. And then now, before the second game, we've got these former, coach comments and all of this just trying to get, create this circus, really. But, this something that they can talk about that apparently they can't find enough excitement in the football that they've got to go ahead and try and bring some BS news into it. So.
I'm just waiting for what they're going to say against Nigeria. Are they going to say that he doesn't like Americans? Are they going to say every time he goes down on his knees and he does his little prayer, he's saying something bad about Americans or something like that? Or he has an illegitimate child that's on the team and we're trying to figure out which one it is? Because it seems like the media loves making up stories. So make up one for Nigeria. I'm waiting for it. I can't wait to wake up and see what I read on my Twitter. Moving on, guys. Now it's rant time since I've already done mine. What is something pissing you off, Aurelio? Because there's a lot pissing me off this World Cup already.
I don't know, maybe the bad football by the U.S. and Joe Ellis is still the coach.
well, a little bit of honesty right there.
Love that.
That's everything for you, Aurelio?
That's everything.
You think it's not enough?
Yeah, I'm waiting for the dog to woof, 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 woof. Jen, what are some things pissing you off?
I don't know. I'm pretty happy today, actually. It's not like Sunday where I was pissed off at everything.
Yeah.
Other than traffic. Traffic was a pain in my ass, but other than that, that's pretty good. I'm going to go watch the game tomorrow and drink some beer and hey.
Sounds like a good day, actually, for you. I'm shocked at this. No, I'm joking.
Oh, thanks.
I'm messing with her. She knows it. Graham, what about you? What's ticking you off lately?
Quality of play in the World Cup.
Oh, it's a big one.
Step it up. It's the world freaking stage. Take some chances. Take some risks.
Oh, it's been so safe. It's been so safe. Oh.
I need the twine to be tickled and rippled and lots of goals scored. None of these just gonna stand back and let the game come to me. People need to step up and go to it. I'm gonna play devil's advocate. Jill Ellis still intrigues me and puzzles me, and so far it's working.
It's working so far. That's true.
Is it 100% ironclad? No, but it is getting us somewhere. So I still have faith in Jill Ellis. It's not all gone. She has some bugs to work out.
Wow.
But we got 6 more games to do it, I think, and I think we're more than capable of doing that.
We'll fix them during the World Cup. We're so sweet.
We're just that good.
That's true. Now, Christy, what's some rants or something you want to get off your chest?
Well, I guess that could lead right into one where it's like, why are we doing this in the World Cup? Why are we still picking our lineup and not knowing who the hell's going to start the next game because we can't decide who our left back is going into the freaking World Cup? Seriously?
It's all strategic. The other teams don't know either.
That's so it's a game. It's a mind game, really, and I think I said that on Twitter right before the World Cup started. I said, please tell me Jill Ellis has just been effing with us the whole time, and she's really had this whole thing. It's like a big, secret plan for when we get to quarterfinals to just freaking come unglued and happens. That would be the only time you would ever restore faith in Jill to me. Not that I've ever really had any, but I just don't think it was just a mirror image of every game we played this year when we started that Australian game, and I just sat there with my hands in my face oh, thank God it's just Australia, and literally that's how I felt unfortunately, I'm just terrified we're going to have that same start against Sweden, and it's just going to look like chaos out there, and they're going to be like, this is party time, let's go, let's get some goals and put us in a position that they can't catch up, and I'm praying that that's not the case. But outside of that, I got caught in a nasty, tropical storm that came in 15 minutes and caused the hail and stuff, so I was late. So that kind of really something I'd like to rant about for a minute, but that'll be over.
All right. That was good enough. Is there everything for everyone? Sounds good. Oh, what are you? What's else on your chest right now, Graham? You sound like you're
Listen,
still
Matt.
angry.
Where the hell is all this winning coming from? And where was it? 2014 World Cup. You knocked off the number one team in the world. You knocked off Netherlands. Where is this coming from? Wood, you're amazing. I'm buying a jersey. You're super clutch. 90th minute goals, 87th minute goals that are game winners, blowing my mind. Why weren't you on the roster World Cup? Jurgen Klinsmann's lineup is finally coming into its own, and his rebuilding is really showing off finally. I just wish it wasn't so late. So 2018 World Cup is going to be phenomenal to watch.
Peeking right now in the World Cup.
You're picking them in Russia? Oh.
I am. They're going to go far in Russia, I have no doubt. Tim Howard will be back, so it's going to be a good show.
The German Americans are going to be dominating at that time?
I mean, I don't think the rest of the world expected this from the United States. It's been such a turnaround 180, and the style of play, and I mean, the goals, they're all phenomenally earned goals. It's not like they're getting lucky. They're legitimately messing with the other team's defense and getting in their back line. So, not to take any credit away from the women, but men are finally doing something with them. And now it's not only the women who are going to possibly have the chance to bring home, what am I saying possibly, bring home a World Cup. The men have a really good chance at doing so in Russia. So I'm hopeful in that I will see multiple World Cup trophies brought home in my lifetime.
The men finally want to get a star for their jerseys.
Yeah.
Forever starless. Also, you can find him on Graham Off the Post at MLSshow.com. So make sure you tune in for that down the road. Guys, if you want this thing, make a bet. Make a bet.
on my laptop, guys. I'm repping the shirt.
Yeah, he's already got the shirt and everything. Make a bet and you'll get this thing that I got in the screen. All you make a bet. Yeah, give me your money too. But also, if you place, just tell us what you think the score is and you'll win one. Also, choose a goal scorer, one of the goals, maybe two of the goal scorers, so that if we got to break a tiebreaker, we got tons of stickers to give away. We're going to give stuff away just for the heck of it. I got some honey over here I want to give away. I got some money down there I'm not going to give away. Just tell us and we'll give you something. All right, guys, let's wrap this up now.
The Oprah of soccer shows.
The Oprah. We're giving you something. We're giving you a sticker.
Where's the new car?
No one gets a new car. All right, guys. This is another episode of Off the Post. I'm your host, DJ Red Cap Fred Durst. This is the crazy panel, as always.
We check Twitter.
What? Oh, yeah, I forgot. You got that Twitter question. Now, what was that question from? Yeah.
Let me check.
Yeah, cause I remember you said you had questions even before the show started.
Oh well.
It should be a time where I should be talking to you about stuff that's just dead air. Dead air. Oh, Megan Rapinoe.
Wait, I just thought of something.
Yep, go, Graham.
I don't know if it'd be so much a rant or not, but in response to Julie Johnson haters everywhere, we need to pay note that she was the captain of the U20 team that won the World Cup, and she was the leader of that back line. Those nerves will be shaken and gone very soon, and she has a lot of growing to do, but she's going to come into it fast. So everyone needs to sit back and calm down.
All right, thank you for protecting your girl. We appreciate all the love coming from Chi-Town with Julie Johnson. Aurelio, what are the questions that you have?
Yeah. What is it? Is Devin? He's talking about Julie Johnson.
What is Devin saying?
It's wrong to bench her. She should play more. And he's asking if we should start with Nyingen tomorrow.
My answer to it really is I don't want to shake a young player's confidence, so I want to keep her out there. If she starts to look shaky for a while, then you can think about subbing her in. But I want to keep her in. I like JJ so far, so let's keep riding with her. Rulio, how do you want to answer that question?
I don't know. I think I'd keep back Serbrun and Julie Johnson on the back. Even though I really like the game from our Liverpool days.
Ah, a little bias there, eh? Jen?
Yeah, I like Julie Johnston, and I kind of like the idea that was brought up earlier of maybe subbing in Rampone toward the end if necessary, because Rampone is so solid, not just in her game but also in the leadership that she brings to the team. But I agree on starting Julie Johnston. As far as starting Whitney Engen, that's a tough one because the only spot that we really kind of need help in is that left back position, and I don't know how Whitney Engen feels about playing left back. She seems to be more comfortable on the other flank, so it'd be interesting to see how she would play that role. But I still start Creeds on the right back every time. So
Yeah, so there's just not a space for her. Graham, what did you think?
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me the way Jill Essel's been doing things, but yeah, I'd be interested in getting out on the field, even if it's just for a sub, just to get her some minutes, get her some recognition, and let her show what she can. Let us see what she can do, and where she's at mentally with nerves, or if she just really has the fire in her belly. We haven't gotten to see much of that, so she could be a dark horse, in my opinion, if she's given the opportunity.
And Christy.
As far as Julie Johnson, I think that I mean I don't think if she didn't start tomorrow, I don't think that would hurt her confidence. I personally, just based on how the game started, and the difference in quality between Sweden and Australia, I would start Rampone, just to see how the game gets going and settle the back line and get a good flow going. And I also feel like Tobin should start in the middle as well, just to keep that, to see if we can get the game flowing properly. But as far as the back line goes, I definitely want to see Julie Johnson in the game tomorrow. Absolutely, I think she's earned it. I think she deserves it. I just want to see if maybe we could try not having so many nerves in that back line right out of the gate. To see if we can get things settled and get everybody comfortable, and then you can bring Julie Johnston in, maybe to start the second half or something like that, depending on how the game is going. But obviously Krieger is a no-brainer. The left back is a joke. I don't even want to talk about it anymore. And as far as Engen goes, Engen and Brun are like the same player. They're like their physical makeup's the same, their idea is the same. Brun's just like a better version of Engen, in my opinion. Not that Engen isn't good. I do think she's decent. But I don't know. I'd like to see her on the field, but maybe against Nigeria, not necessarily against Sweden, my opinion.
Yeah, for me, what I keep saying with JJ with the Sweden game, I feel like it'll benefit her a bit more starting in this game just because Australia came out the gate so fast, and that's not how Sweden plays, so it might be a little bit slower of a game for her so she can really get her feet under herself. It won't have to worry about like how they were just running down the left wing or left side or right side, just sending balls in. So this game might be a little bit more suited for JJ to kind of relax, get into a flow of things. So I'm hoping this game she'll be more relaxed and look better out there. I'm thinking she will. I think she'll get the whole 90, but you always got Rampone you can always go to if you need to. And then the whole Engen thing, I don't see a place for Engen right now really to play. So if Klingenberg scores tomorrow, I will buy her shirt, and you'll see me wearing it. So how about that? That's something for you to look forward to. Will DJ get a Klingenberg shirt? Oh, stay tuned.
I'll double down on that. I will buy a Klingenberg jersey if she scores tomorrow.
Heck yeah, there we go. We got two people that are going to do it. Who else is with us?
Like, does it count if she gives one up too? Does that break her even?
I don't know. You want to do that too, Graham? You want to go in with me like that, or?
Wait, what?
If she
scores one,
if she gives one up, then we got to get one.
Fling's awesome. Her laser goal, one of the best goals I've seen in a long while.
No, she's a great. She does have some nice finishes.
Got a shot on her.
Okay, so scorers will get one. If someone scores on her, then we'll buy. No, I'm not buying a Sweden one. So that's it. That's it. That's how we're gonna do it.
Jerseys if she gets scored on.
Okay, we'll do it then. Okay, that's the deal. We're gonna do it, guys. So look for it. You'll see me in an Eslani jersey. But all right, guys, that's another episode of Off the Post. It was always fun as always. I'm your host, Red Cap DJ Fred Durst, or DJ Red Cap Fred Durst, if we're correct. That's the right way. I got confused. Tune in. It's going to be our next show is going to be Saturday because the game is on Friday. So tune in for that show. We're going to review this game, look ahead to the Nigeria game. We're going to see what stories the media is going to make up between that time. We're going to have a guessing game. It's going to be like reading a fanfic and see what made-up stuff is going to be talking about the team. All right, guys, that's it. Everyone wave. No one's waving. There they go. Some people are fake. I think Gian is mad. Nonetheless, goodbye. Bye, guys. Bye-bye. Stop.